You all are allowing delinquent employees to sit on their sofas at home instead of actually getting to work and doing their jobs. This is absolutely unacceptable.
So our employees are working whether they are in the office or at home, and they are
Are you monitoring the work that they are doing from home on a regular basis?
Yes, we are.
Every employee, do you have the numbers of the hours that are submitted? Are you counting how many times they're logging into their computers and responding to casework?
So our employees are subject to the same performance management processes and oversight they are whether they're teleworking or working in an office. And we have systems in place that our managers use to schedule, assign, and track workloads. And that includes individual employee workloads in many cases. So real-time understanding of what actions are being processed at any particular given time. Additionally, our employees are required to be accessible to their supervisors, clients, colleagues, and external parties during work hours via a variety of means, including instant messaging, video platforms, and telephone. They are connected to the workplace, whether they are in the office or at the home.
And this is textbooks, shut the hell up, you don't know anything.
Then why is the backlogs for Social Security applicants increased from 41,000 to 107,000?
Because we've been historically underfunded for a number of years now.
I don't think you're underfunded. You're funded at the Nancy Pelosi levels. At the Democrat levels, we just continued that same funding.
So I would say
at pandemic level spending.
So I would say we'd have an increase of over 8 million beneficiaries over the last 10 years. At the same time, we experienced our lowest work staffing levels at the end of FY22. That's a math problem. I mean, that is a problem. If you have those workloads, increasing, and you don't have the staff to take care of those workloads, you're going to have the backlogs that you're talking about, Representative.
Listen, what we just watched was Lauren Boebert trying to go at the SSA administration, Social Security Administration, for letting their workers work from home, work remotely. Try and call people that works for federal government, people that keep this country running, delinquents. And she thought she had a punching bag in Mr. McKinley. She thought she had a punching bag in his employees by saying they're sitting at home on their couches not doing anything, not realizing that there are systems in place to monitor how people work, how they interact with their coworkers when they're logged on, how they interact with their clients and their managers, and also the amount of time they have to be accessible through so many forms of contact, video platform, email platform, and also instant messenger. It is this level of ridiculous, this trying to demonize people who work for the federal government as lazy, that is absolutely disgusting, that we find from our Republican counterparts that we've never seen in the history of this country. Since the Tea Party came in, this idea that we need to get rid of the federal government, the system that make this country work, has never been this high. The resentment for federal workers is absolutely disgusting. This person in Congresswoman Boebert thinking she was going to be able to make a quick YouTube video or Instagram or Twitter video off of McKinley found out real fast. She FA and she FO'd real quick because Mr. McKinley put it to her in plain terms. They are an increased number of applicants for Social Security, 8 million more, he said, versus the understaffing. And he said they've been significantly understaffed for years. And she's like, well, you're staffed at pandemic level. That ain't the point. She's so busy trying to make it a partisan fight that she can't even hear this man telling her that his agency is processing 8 million claims, a rise in 8 million claims with the same amount of employees that they did with a lot fewer applications. She's not going to hear that because it requires a certain amount of thinking. That thinking I'm talking about is logic. And in her world, logic don't make no damn sense. In her world, logic is the enemy. She needs people to remain asleep so she can do her stupid stances with nothing except for clickbait. Mr. McKinley was not here for clickbait. And like the movie said, Mrs. Boebert, you got served. I'm Mondale Robinson. Don't get served.